In this chapter, we will learn about the government builds the infrastructure and looks after the welfare of the people. This chapter is from the civics section, chapter 3, government. In this chapter, we will learn about what is government, why do we need a government, functions of the government, different levels of the government, different types of government, what is universal adult franchise, women's suffragette movement, the struggle against apartheid. Now let us learn about what is government. A government is a group of people that manages the country. It is a body of people that frames policies and exercises control through various organizations and laws. It is a key to the growth and development of a nation. The government takes important decisions and performs different functions. Now, why do we need a government? Every person's problems, needs, aspirations, and interests are different from one another. In a region, when so many different people live together, they will all live, work, and behave differently. This would lead to fights, quarrels, conflicts, and so on. Therefore, they have to be controlled and managed by a system which guides them as to how to live in harmony. If all people live in their own way, then there would not be any order. Therefore, there is a need of a government to ensure that all the citizens live safely and harmoniously without any conflict. Functions of government. It is about making laws, provide social and economic justice, maintain law and order in the country. It provides rescue and relief during disasters, defends the nation from enemies, provides public facilities to its citizens. Functions of government. First is making laws. The government decides how the people of the country should live in a society. They make the rules and regulations that the people of the country have to follow. Second, maintaining law and order. The government has to ensure that the laws and rules which have been made are followed by the people. Those who do not obey the laws can be punished or even jailed. Third one, to protect the people. The government has to protect the boundaries of the country and ensure that the people live safely. It also talks to government of other countries to maintain peaceful relations. Next one, providing facilities. The government provides many facilities to the people of the country like roads, railways, bridges, electricity, water supply, hospitals, public transport. Social justice. The government is responsible to ensure that all people of the country live with dignity and in a healthy environment. Rescue and relief calamities. When there is a calamity, the government ensures rescue and relief to the people. It gives them food and temporary shelter as well as medical aid. It also makes efforts to rehabilitate the victims of natural disasters. There are three levels of government: local government, state government, and national government. In the local the government is at the village, community, locality, town, and district level. It is known as a local government. State government, they look after affairs of the state. They pass orders to the local government and also see that the local government does its job properly. national government. They are responsible for the whole country. They pass orders to the state governments on some matters and check that the state governments function properly. There are three types of government: monarchical form of government, dictatorship, and democracy. In monarchy, there is a king or a queen who is the head of the government. In dictatorship, there is a system of government where one man who is normally from the military takes over the government by the use of force. In democracy, it is where the people select their leaders, then all such elected leaders or representatives form the government. Let us learn about the monarchical form of government. In this form of government, there is a king or a queen who is the head of the government. They take all decisions with the help of a few ministers or advisors. Once they pass away, the control of the kingdom is passed down to one of their children as per their choice, which is normally the eldest son. This system of succession is known as hereditary. The monarch is not answerable to the public about his or her policies. Some countries of the world, like Saudi Arabia and Swaziland, still follow the monarchical form of government. Now, dictatorship. There is a system of government where one man who is normally from the military takes over the government by the use of force. Normally, such governments use force on the people and harm anyone who does not obey their orders. The dictatorship form of government does not last very long, as the people do not like to be controlled by exploitation and fear of death. Examples are Hitler in Germany and Benito Mussolini in Italy. The third type of government is democracy. In this form of government, where the people select their leaders, then all such leaders or representatives form the government. They discuss policies and make laws, rules, and ensure that all works well in the region. After a fixed time, if the people feel that the selected leaders did not do their job properly and for the welfare of everyone, they can change their leaders. Today, there are over 150 countries that have a democratic government. Now, what is universal adult franchise? A country where every adult citizen has been granted the right to vote is said to be following the principle of universal adult franchise. India has given equal rights to all its citizens. It has made laws that there shall be no discrimination against any person based on the caste, race, or religion. No rich or powerful should be able to exploit the weak and the poor. Now let us know about women's suffrage movement. Many governments in Europe and America, which were calling themselves democratic, did not give the right to vote to every adult citizen. They did not allow the women to vote. They had prejudiced attitude and believed that women were not equal to men in thinking and working. The women protested against such discrimination. A movement for equality started in America in 1848 and then it spread to other countries of Europe, including Britain. Gradually, after a long struggle, governments relented and gave women the right to vote as equal citizens. In America, women got their voting right in 1920. India is one country where even in the first general elections, the principle of universal adult franchise was adopted. Now, the next topic is the struggle against apartheid. In this system, the natives of South Africa had dark complexions, while the whites came from the northern regions and became settlers. They had money and they bought huge areas and became rich and powerful. They started ruling over the locals and the other outsiders who came in as laborers and workers. The whites had separate colonies for themselves and did not even allow the others to come there to live. They could only work there as slaves or servants. They were forced to go to separate schools, had separate hospitals, and were totally discriminated against. The native people had to struggle for a long time against this discrimination. Mahatma Gandhi also played a role in the struggle for equality. Their struggle intensified in the 1970s and in 1991. The apartheid laws were abolished. In 1994, Nelson Mandela won the elections and became the president of South Africa.